What I'm going to show you guys, normally I use red rice, specifically Himalayan red rice. Word on the street has the most antioxidants. I'm going to be using white rice today. Why do I love cooking? Cooking is, you get to do a mini experiment. The IV is how you prepare the food. Your DV is it delicious. So you change it up here and there, so that's kind of why I enjoy cooking. So I'm going to show you guys, I am not going to use this. Wok, 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 you say? Really what I found out doing some research, only this touches here. So unless you have a setup to where the flame goes all the way up to here, you're just wasting areas, the cookable space. So, no wok, Dutch oven. Highly support Dutch oven. Also, if you do not have a rice cooker and you're gonna make this meal a lot, get a rice cooker. This is old. This is probably a 10, 15-year-old rice cooker. So what I recommend, since mine's so old, you can see the inside of it, looks all nasty. Just for cleaning purposes, just a little bit of Pam in there. Just a little bit, to get it going, okay? And I'm going to get the white rice. Normally, like I said, red rice. So just give it a little wash, make sure you see all the, there's some milky residue at the bottom down there. Just make sure you get all that out, just a little bit like that. So give it a good little rinse, get all the crud off. Then what I do, shout out to Sophie. She gave me this trick when I was making rice a bunch. One of the best histologists probably in the world, just throwing it out there. She said basically to this part of your knuckle right here, typically works depending on your rice you're using. I put it where the rice is, and that's how I measure my my water volume. You can just go old school measuring it, but this is a way I found that works pretty well. My Himalayan red rice, I have to up the water a little bit because it's more absorbent. So it depends on the rice a little bit. So then all you gotta do, here's why I love this. You plug it in, cook. It'll pop when it's done. You can buy that at Target for like, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 bucks. So my rice is done, unplugged, you can wait for it to cool. This will be pretty hot. Typically what I like to do is put it in a Ziploc bag, let it sit out overnight. Not overnight, put it in the fridge. So I'm gonna like put it in here. The beauty of the Pam spray, not much on here, even though this is like probably 15-year-old piece of equipment. So then what I do, I'm gonna move it right here. Doesn't it? So what I do is I just kind of do this, hit it, because it'll want to chunk naturally. So I kind of just get it flat. You can mush it. Then I like to store it like this in the fridge overnight, and then you're ready to cook with it. So we're gonna cook with this in probably about 3 or 4 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it, get it kind of like this. I leave it open so the phase change can occur, you know? So there's some steam gonna be in here, so I kind of leave it open a little bit, let it cool down, and then I would throw it in the fridge. So normally I do it with the rotisserie chicken, it's just easier. I'm gonna actually cook the chicken today. Why am I using probes? I'd be probing that meat. I don't like my chicken overcooked. I can't stand it, so I'm actually gonna use this to monitor the temperature, 165. I'm gonna take it at about 150, 155, there's carryover effect. I'm going to use this to make sure it's actually accurate, because this is not as accurate as this thermometer. Yeah, so I throw it in there, wait till this comes up to 150, 155, then take it out. So yeah. So right now they're reading 156 and 153. May have overcooked them a little bit. So now I'm going to take these out. The key is, guys, any meat you cook. I hate overcooked chicken. That's why I'm such a crazy person about my temperature gauge. I hate overcooked chicken. Tastes terrible. So I'm going to let this rest 5 minutes. So the reason you do that, so you allow the juices to resettle in this bird. So chicken is rested 5 minutes. So now I'm going to use another one of my favorite kitchen tools, bear paws. Also good for the zombie apocalypse. So So if you don't have that, if you don't have bear paws, like probably a lot of you guys don't, I really enjoy using them. You can just like chop it up like into a fine. I wanted about roughly so it mixes better with the rice. It's more of a homogeneous mixture, not big chunks of chicken in there. So next, I've already diced my onion. If you notice, I'm not using the proper knife. This knife is not sharp enough. Had a buddy, Rocco, he did this with it. He just really judged me as a man and just said, he was just a lot of judgment was going on about not being sharp. And I kind of took it to heart because a kitchen knife should be very sharp and this is not it. So yes, I feel like less of a man because this is not sharp enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the carrots. These are what I'm basically using. Anything that's in the fridge you can throw in there, but I like to do onion always, carrots always, celery always. Water chestnuts are also good. So I just don't use those. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in that as well. So I'm going to peel the carrots now. And so with the carrots, like you can chop these all by hand. I'm going to use a food processor. And I'm sorry, I'm probably not following proper safety protocols here for, just make sure your hand is not anywhere near the blade. So just be S1, right? S1 these times. So I'm going to throw all this into the food processor over here. No, I don't want that either. I'm gonna go over here. Like loud noises. Sometimes there's some big chunks and they just eat those. Like I said, if you don't have that, you don't have to have it. Last thing, what I'm gonna do now, chop this up, chop up the garlic real fine. I'm gonna throw it in the Dutch oven. The Dutch oven has a little bit, like a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I don't want to reach the smoking point of it, so I'm gonna put it on medium heat. Let it get hot to where when I throw the water into it, it sizzles. So if you listen carefully, you can hear it's ready. So what I'm gonna do to double test it, this is a polar molecule, this is a non-polar molecule. They don't like each other. That's why you have that sizzle, polar versus non-polar. I'm ready to go. So what I'm gonna do first, I don't know, I'm just gonna put the onion and garlic in first. Just gonna get that in there, get that oil nice and hot. So just kind of get this going for a little bit so you can smell it, the aromatics of it, I guess you would say. If you don't have a salt box, love a salt box. You can pinch it. You can pinch it with dirty hands because bacteria does not grow in salt. I don't know if there's a living thing that can grow in salt. That's pretty good. You know, it's looking pretty decent in there. Put my celery, carrots. This is carrot heavy. You do you. Whatever you're into vegetable-wise. Green peppers or whatever. Whatever is going bad in the fridge, throw it in there. It'll work. So if you're washing this by hand like an animal, you should be doing this. It's now clean. I like mine to be vegetable-y. Since my chicken's already cooked, I'm going to throw it in at the very end. Don't really need to do any cooking of it. It's pretty much done. I've shredded it. It's over there. Once this cooks a little bit, now I'm going to add some spices. I keep my spice game pretty simple. Pepper, freshly ground. Pepper and red pepper. I like it spicy-ish. You can put a little bit of red pepper, but not too much. Not too much. So I do that. And that's pretty much my spice game. You can go crazy, go buck wild with whatever you're into, but that's pretty much it for me. And how much rice am I gonna put in here? As much as I want to. As much as I feel like it looks like a good situation for me. So my next step, I'm gonna cook this a little bit longer, I think. Yeah, and I always have that olive oil ready. Yes, comically large olive oil, I know, but this is that's how I do my olive oil. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. It's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to add the rice. So I'm gonna add the rice. The rice has been in the fridge. I showed previously. Here's my rice. It's all flat. So the reason I like it flat like this, and I kind of crumple it up so it doesn't come out in big chunks. So you can just kind of dump it in there. So you kind of touch it together like this to get out all the clumps. That's what I do. Works well for me. So what I'm gonna do is just throw this in here. There's still gonna be some clumps, you can see, but I'll bust those up as they're coming out and kind of bust it up a little bit. I'm not gonna use all this rice. I think I'm gonna use about, that feels right. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna crunch it up. Get that, and now I may add a little bit more olive oil. I'm gonna look at the consistency of it and see if I like too much rice, too little rice. I always go too little rice first and then add more if you need to. Because once you dump it all in, it's hard to go back, right? So that's kind of my motto with it. I'm crunching up the big chunks with it. A little bit chunkier of the rice than I like, but I normally use that red Himalayan rice typically. So this is not as healthy as my red Himalayan rice. So then now what you do is I'm gonna crack an egg or two. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs actually, put it right down there. Actually, I'm gonna just put a touch more of this in there. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's probably more than a little bit, but whatever. So the rationale behind the egg, hold it all together to congeal it. That's why you need an apron with pockets. Just put one in there, it's fine, just get it later. So put it in there, boom. You scramble it in there. Like a scrambled eggs. Mix it around. Get it, make sure you get it all. Then you can bust up those chunks of rice if you have any. I'm gonna put another little dash of pepper in there. I think we're getting close enough for the chicken to go in my opinion. So, since the chicken has no spice, no flavor on it, it's just pretty much just chicken, I'm gonna put it in and then add my soy sauce. If I had toasted sesame seed oil, I would put that in as well, but we do not have toasted sesame seed oil in the house. That's something else I like to add in there to get a little spice. But you can put all kinds of stuff in there, all kinds of sauces, go wild with it. So mix it in, then I am going to add my soy sauce. It's looking decent. Coloration's looking pretty good. Looks pretty good there. So then I'm going to add my soy sauce. Make sure to give it a shake first. Shit. You just like, you know, after making it a couple times, too much soy sauce, too salty. A lot of rice here, so that was probably not even enough. So I'm gonna, in my bowl I make later, I'm gonna put even more soy sauce on mine individually. So I'm gonna do another thing cracked, so some more pepper, and we're basically ready to serve this. So just a couple more cracks of this. And I'm gonna put a little bit of more red pepper flakes in it. Constantly stirring it. Okay. Now, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how I make my, this can be good for like, I make this on like a Sunday. You can eat on this all week. It's a good thing it's a cheap meal. Yeah, that's why we make it weekly, every other weekly. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If not, all right, whatever. See ya.